You're fired!
What? Excuse me, why?
I don't need to give you a reason. What I will say is you were uncomplacent and dreadful to work with you.
I see. The real reason you're doing this is because I wouldn't sleep with you, isn't it?
Don't spread those lies. You were fired for your inadequate attitude towards taking directions you were given. You also failed to do said directions, which is a case of insubordination.
You're nothing but a sleazy pervert. I have rent due this month, and I'm short since you underpay me and withhold my pay, even though I'm one of the best workers there. I was able to get more people to visit the bookstores by planning advertisements. I helped print out more books, raise the sales. I've even written books over time on your order.
That was your damn job. You're to follow whatever orders I bark at you. The problem is that you failed to do so this time around.
Is your ego hurt or something? I'm not interested in you. It's not my fault you can't take a hint.
You should feel privileged. I asked you to sleep with me. I'm rich, with a business on my shoulders. Do you know how many women would kill to be in your place right now?
I'm sick of this conversation already.
Imagine how I feel.
Good morning. I presume this is Pierce's wife, Amelia, correct? I am. Who are you? I was able to get your number by retrieving it from the contact book up front in one of the bookstores your husband runs. I wanted to tell you about your husband and some of the things he's been saying and doing. What is it? Your husband tried to sleep with me, and after I denied him, he fired me. Mrs. Amelia?
Bad girl, Adeline. I figured you would do something like that. I had my wife block you.
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious. This is not fair, to her or to me.
You're lucky this is all I'm doing after you denied me. You would have your job if all you did was entertain me with a good time.
You genuinely make me gag. To think that we are of the same species is sickening.
Looks like you're the one who can't handle rejection. You're fired. There's nothing you can do about it.
Carson, Pierce fired me.
What? Why?
You remember when he had me work longer than everyone else about 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
That night, he approached me and asked me to sleep with him in a hotel room. I told him no and walked away.
I see. So that's why you were off the schedule today and yesterday.
Yup. I'll be stopping by shortly though.
I don't think that's a good idea. You'll probably just get into more trouble.
I can't go any lower than this.
Adeline, what did you just try to do?
I had all these posters in my hand, and they all got wet.
Everyone in the store and offices saw you try to get near the front door with something in your hand, but then, next thing we know, you're standing there drenched in water.
I got wet because someone above me was cleaning the windows above the bookstore doors, and a random bucket of water just drops on me. I'm 100% positive that someone works for Pierce and spilled it on me on purpose. The timing was too convenient, and Pierce walked out the store almost immediately after it happened.
Do you really think he stooped that low?
I know he would. He looked me up and down and told me my body looked nice when my clothes stuck to me like that.
That is just
vulgar, I know. He then made me leave off his property and claimed to have banned me from all of his bookstore stores.
What's with the quotes?
You started working only a year ago, so you wouldn't know this. But all the stores actually belong to Pierce's grandfather. He's just running them.
Pierce is something else. To be acting like this and not even own the stores.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm sorry about this.
Don't be. I haven't lost yet.
I'm cheering for you. How was the light shower from earlier?
I know you set it up.
What do you mean?
I am not the one to play with, Pierce.
You might be interested in what game I'm playing at, though. If I were you, I'd play along. I have blackmail and screenshots of you just begging me to do it with you. Here, why don't you take a look?
Those screenshots are so obviously fake.
Who do you think they'll believe? A successful business owner with a chain of bookstores? Or a mere employee who barely cuts it as an assistant? Former employee, I mean.
You're not actually the owner yet, now are you?
My grandfather actually told me I will be owner soon.
I'm not interested in you or what you have to say. I'll expose you.
That's too bad. Have fun trying.
I had worked for your grandfather for 5 years. He taught me so many things each day, and even treated me to dinner when I worked overtime on my own volition. But then he started running the business, and I get fired for a reason as petty and stupid as this? This is childish.
Don't go whining. This is the result of your own actions. It's called consequences. I might change my mind if you change yours. It's up to you.
I'm so repulsed. I will expose you when I get the chance. I can promise you that.
Is that a threat?
I just said it was a promise.
Adeline, Pierce is talking about you to all the office workers.
What is he saying about me?
He's talking about what happened this morning and how you tried pleading for your job back after he fired you. He also claimed he had no choice but to fire you.
Oh great, now he's trying to brainwash everyone onto his side.
For what it's worth, most of us don't like him much. He's stapling something on the schedule board.
I have a bad feeling that I know what it is.
He posted messages that are between you and him. The messages are you begging to be with him. One message even says he won't have to pay you anymore.
I knew it. I knew he would do this. That man is straight cynical.
There's also a picture below the print out of the messages, and it's of a woman's body with barely any clothes on.
What? Take a picture. I need to see this now.
Here.
That woman is not me at all. We may have the same body size and skin tone, but that's where the resemblance stops. I have a tattoo on my waist and a birthmark above my belly button. She has neither of those. That man is a liar and a fraud.
Don't worry, Addie. I believe you.
My landlady just knocked on my door to remind me of next week's payments. What am I going to do?
She showed up at your door?
Since Pierce has a tendency to withhold my paychecks, I haven't been paying on time. But instead of telling her that, I've been saying that I'm a little forgetful.
I can't believe he does all this to you and pressures you to sleep with him. I can see Carson texting on his phone. I know you're the one he's messaging. If you don't stop texting him, I'll fire him next.
You're abusing your power, Pierce.
I'm just using my advantages.
I'll do it.
You'll do it what?
I'll sleep with you. Just keep Carson out of it.
How nice of you. When do you want to do it?
Tonight.
Where?
You got it. 7 p.m. Brookston Hotel.
You got yourself a deal, but I have one condition.
What is it?
Once we meet up at the doors of the hotel, you are to give me your phone.
Fine.
Sounds like a date.
Carson. Do me a favor, please.
What do you need?
Please, take a picture of me and Pierce when we walk into the Brookston Hotel.
That's like 30 minutes away.
I know you're lazy and all, but come on, man. I'll treat you to dinner.
Deal.
We're going tomorrow night at 7.
For dinner?
No, I'm talking about me and Pierce.
Gotcha. Are you ready, my precious?
I think I'm going to be sick.
Don't get cold feet now. I'm already here. Unless I'm allowed to go and still get my free meal.
No, Carson. Enough.
Text me when you come.
He'll be taking my phone once we get there. Yeah, I'm ready. Should be over there in about 10 minutes.
What are you wearing?
Clothes.
Don't be so cold, sweetheart.
You'll see what I have on once I get there.
So feisty all the time. I like it.
Carson? Hey, where are you? I'm driving back to my house now. I showed up to the hotel, but walked away after the pics were taken. I'd never sleep with someone like him. He disgusts me to my core. Carson? Hello?
It's too bad you ran away last night. By the way, if you try to text Carson, just know he won't respond.
What?
You heard me. Don't try to pull any schemes next time either.
I truly despise you.
I know. I know.
What did you do to Carson? What did Pierce say to you? Or do? Carson? That man is a dirty bastard. He won't get away with any of it.
Are you so sure about that?
Carson! Where did you go?
Carson? No, this is Pierce.
Excuse me? You took his phone, didn't you? That's why he hasn't been responding. You probably threatened him into taking his phone. You abused your power again.
And what about it? Are you in a position to talk to me like this? He's lucky I went easy on him. I only took his phone and reduced his pay by half.
You're really in it for it now, Pierce. I would watch my back if I were you.
What is the hoe with no job going to do to me? Adeline, do you have any clue what you've done?
What a jobless hoe like me do.
You not only contacted my grandfather, who decided to not only relinquish me from my position, but ban me from all his bookstore chains. You also spread books full of pages of my personal messages and pictures of me that you took while we were at the hotel. How in the hell did you take pictures when I took both of your phone and Carson's?
Polaroid camera. Stuffed it in my coat.
And I also saw from my home camera that you had the audacity to come into my house and speak to my wife, who is now filing for divorce.
The news should be on tonight with a feature of you in it, since I sent a copy of the book to all local radios and news stations. I had called your grandfather last night before I visited your wife and told him everything you've been doing. I truly don't know how someone as sweet as your grandfather is related to someone like you. You may not know this, Pierce, but he viewed me as a granddaughter ever since I started working for him. He taught me how to make books, how to put them together, and even make covers so naturally. I decided to make a book full of proof of your abuse of power and your atrocious behavior.
And how will the public know it isn't all fabricated, huh?
Even if no one believes me, your credibility will go down. You have no wife, you have no job, and you're practically infamous.
I will take you to court!
Are you sure you want to do that? I plan on hosting interviews with your previous workers and co-workers to take their personal accounts of working with you. If you go against me, you're doing it alone.
You still have no evidence. When we went to the hotel, I booked the room under fake names. I also bribed the people who work there to block the cameras. You have no solid concrete proof.
Are you an idiot? You just admitted to everything, and there's no possible way for you to go around it. Maybe if you used the business phone number to text, you could have gotten away with it. But this is your personal. Dumbass.
Damn you, Adeline. Damn you. You're a waste of space on this earth. You're still a jobless, disgusting, ugly hoe with nothing.
Is your ego that hurt? This is the same jobless hoe you wanted to sleep with. Remember? But anyways, you can have your mental breakdown by yourself. Bye-bye. Thank you for visiting me last night and exposing my ex-husband. I can't believe I spent this long with him. And when you showed me the book last night, I couldn't help but cry at the pages. Of course, ma'am. I am so sorry this happened to you. I wish I didn't have to meet such a kind woman like you under these circumstances. I knew he had gone on other dates with women, but I ignored it in fear of what he'd do or say to me. So truly, thank you. Don't mention it, Miss Amelia. My friends call me Leah, so feel free to use that. You got yourself a deal, Leah.
I got my phone back.
Great news.
As soon as Pierce walked into the office today, he was pissed. He had a copy of the book in his hands and saw that they were given to everyone in the office. He then threw my phone at me and hit my forehead, so now I have a tiny bump. He took all his things out the office while stomping like a toddler.
I wish I was there to see a grown man throw a tantrum, all because he has to deal with his consequences. Maybe next time.
How about no next time?
I guess there won't be, since Pierce's grandfather is going to be running the bookstores again. I have my job back for now.
What do you mean for now?
His grandfather said he will train me more to run the bookstore chains myself.
Wow! You came out on top of this one, didn't you?
Yeah, happily ever after to me. Dinner at 8?
Restaurant across the street from the store?
You know it.
It's a bet. See you then.
See ya! Pierce's grandfather now runs all the bookstore chains again, and Adeline is training in order to take over for him one day. Pierce is now struggling in court for divorce, and against Adeline, he attempted for defamation of character, but is losing the case badly. The news featured Pierce and his dictatorship, and other past coworkers and workers began coming out about Pierce and his dirty antics.